Hello students, standard 6th. In last session, we started the new chapter number 11, algebra. And we know about it as we discussed that it is the basic chapter for the algebra. It's a new branch for you. As I explained that there are mainly three branches: arithmetic, geometry and algebra. In arithmetic, we use the numbers only, different numbers, their operations on the numbers, some properties of the numbers, etc. We saw the number line and so many things. In geometry, we learn shapes, 2-dimensional shapes, 3-dimensional shape, etc. And in algebra, as we know that we are introducing the use of letters along with the numbers. Letters are used such that we can find out some general rules or formulas, such that we can solve the puzzles and some problems of the daily life also. Use of letters for the numbers also, unknown quantity also, and that will allow us to talk about any number and not a particular number. Yesterday we started about the variable. Let us understand more about the variable. Variable is a number, but its value is not fixed. It is known as unknown quantity, and it can take any value according to the situation. So it is not a particular one value of it. If we take the numbers like 3, 5, 10, 100, -9, etc., they have the fixed value. The value of 3 is 3 only. Value of 10 is 10 only. But when we use the variables, then their value is not fixed. It can take different values. Now, to denote the variables, to represent the variables, we introduce the use of letters. Yesterday we took that matchstick pattern. In matchstick pattern of the letter L, we find the general rule in it. If you remember, what was the general rule? That number of matchstick required is equal to 2 times n. Here n, what was n? N was the number of L's formed. So if one L is formed, the value of n is equal to 1. If 2 L's are formed, the value of n is 2. So value of n is not fixed. It depends how many L's are formed. So if you formed 10 L's, then n is equal to 10. So you need 10 multiplied by 2, that is 20 matchsticks, and so on. So here, as we saw that n has a not fixed value. For the situation, how many L's are formed, it depends on it. and that much is the value of that n. So n can take any different value. So we take the variable n in that situation. You will think that only n can be taken as variable. But it is not like that. You can take any letters from your alphabet. A, B, C, X, Y, Z, L, M, N, O, P. Any of the alphabet can be taken as the variable. So, you may take M, N, X, Y, Z or any letter that you want to use, you can use it. Let us understand more coming out of matchstick. I already gave you two rules to find out, to make F and to make C. You can make a different again also, like you can take W, you can take V, you can take P or any of that numbers. Then first find out how many matchsticks are required to make one letter. Then you can see that in F, 1, 2, 3 and 4 matchsticks are required. Then you can find the general rule is 4 times P or 4 times N or 4 times X, etc. For C, you need only 3. So the general rule will be number of matchsticks required is equal to 3 times K, L, whatever you want to take. Now let us understand more about variable. That not only in the matchstick pattern, but in other way, in finding the solution of the daily problems, also we can use this variable to find the general rules or formulas, etc. Let us take a simple value. If you want to buy some ball pens, the cost of ball pen is rupees 10. The cost of a ball pen is rupees 10. Now, Jigar wants to buy 5 ball pens. Somebody else, Mitesh, wants to buy 8 ball pens. Somebody else wants to buy 7, 9, 10, different number of ball pens. Now, if you don't know the general rule, then what will you do? As we did yesterday, we make table. That for 1 ball pen, how many rupees? 10 rupees. 2 ball pens, 10 and another 10, so 10 plus 10, 20 rupees. 3 ball pens, 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30 rupees. 4 ball pens, 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, 40 rupees, and so on, and you will make a table. And if you want to check the 7, then you will check in the table and then you will pay that one. But if we get general rule is very simple now for you to make it. We know that the value of the cost of 1 ball pen is rupees 10. It means that the general rule will be the total cost in rupees is equal to 10 multiplied by number of ball pens. So, you can take m here, I took variable m here. That if we use the variable m for number of ball pens bought, then we get general rule. Then we don't have to make the long table. Because how long table will you make? If somebody want to buy lots of pen and that is not even in your table, then you will struggle. So rather we get a general rule. So here general rule will be the total cost in rupees is equal to 5 times Not 5 times actually, 10 times, because value of one notebook ball pen is 10. So 10 ball pens, 10 multiplied by number of ball pens to buy. So here 10 multiplied by 10 will be rupees 100. So now just we have to put the value of the number of ball pens here. So here how many? 10 multiplied by 8. So 5 ball pens means 10 times 5 is rupees 50. And Mitesh wants to buy how many? 8. So 10 multiplied by 8, that is rupees 80. So if I tell you that I want to buy 15 ball pens, then easily you can put the value of M as 15. So 15 multiplied by 10, 150 rupees, and so on. So now you don't have to make the table, and from the general rule only we can find the total cost only by putting the value of M here. If I want to buy 50 pens, you can make 10 multiplied by 50 and do the multiplication and take the money. So the shopkeeper will have the knowledge of this formula, then easily he can do the business. It means that for the businessman also, that general rules are very, very important. And therefore, we must have knowledge about this, the use of variables. Similarly, if in a parade or for the 26th January, people have to stand in the row, the children must have to stand in a row, in different rows and columns. Now, in one row, there are 5 children, right? And then we have to make such 15 rows. Then how many total children will be there? Yes, you have to multiply. So, the general rule will be 5 times P or X or Y. Because in one row, there are 5 children. So, total students will be equal to 5 multiplied by M. M or N or X, whatever we take, that represent the number of rows. That how many rows are there. And then according to that, we can easily find out the number of students that are standing in that total rows. Now in above examples, what did we see? We saw that the variables are multiplied with numbers like 2 times n, 5 times n, 10 times p, etc. So you will think that in the algebra the variables are only multiplied with the different numbers. But it is not true. Not only multiplication, but according to the situation, the variables can be added to a number or subtracted from a number, or number can be subtracted from the variable, and so on. It means that there can be different situations. Any operations can be there. And as you go higher, then more than one operations also can be there with the variable. Let us understand with some more examples that there can be addition, there can be subtraction also. Listen here. The Jai said he has 20 rupees more than Vijay has. He didn't tell how many rupees Vijay has or Jai himself has. He only told that he has 20 rupees more than the rupees that Vijay has. So now we have to guess. Suppose Vijay has 50 rupees. So now how many will Jai have? 50 plus 20, that is 70 rupees. If Vijay has only rupees 10, then how many rupees will Jai has? We have to add 20 because he has 20 rupees more than Vijay. So now we don't know the value of money that Vijay has. So now here we have to take the help of a variable. That we can take P or X. Here I took, if Vijay has money, then what we have to do? The rule will be, what will be the rule? The Jai's money is equal to Vijay's money plus 20. Now for Vijay's money, we don't have any idea. So we can take a variable as X. I took X. So if we use a variable X for the rupees that Vijay has, then we get the rule that amount of rupees Jai has is equal to X plus 20. So now X can be any number. So if we know the value of X, we can get the value of the money that Jai has. So if Vijay has 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 70 rupees, then we just have to add 20 in that. Here you can see that the 20 is added to the variable. In the previous situation, what did we see? We saw that we only multiplied. We multiply the number with the variable. But here, in this situation, because he has 20 rupees more than. So here, don't do 20x. It is x plus 20. Here the small things are very important that we will discuss in the end of this video also. So here, don't make a mistake to write down 20x. More than means that is more, extra means plus 20. So here the situation will get the amount of rupees that Jai has is equal to x plus 20. What is x representing here? X is the value of money that the Vijay will have. So if you put the value of different for the x, you will get how much money Jai will have. Similarly, let us understand for subtraction that how the subtraction also can be used in the algebra with the variable. I took an example that Amit is younger than his brother Mit by 5 years. It means that Amit's age is 5 years less than his brother Mit. So now, if Amit is 15 years, Mit is 15 years old, then Amit is younger 5 years. It means 15 minus 5, that is 10 years. If Mit is 25 years old, then what will be the age of Amit? 25 minus 5, that is 20, and so on. But now we don't have idea that how old is Mit. So what will we do? We will use any variable. I took variable P here. So if we take P as Mit's age, so let me take P as the age of Mit. So we will get a rule that Amit's age is equal to x minus 5. So whatever meets 8, we have to subtract 5 from it because he is younger. Means 5 years younger than him. So here we have to use the subtraction, means x minus 5 or p minus 5. Sorry, we took p here, so we can't write down x, so we write down p minus 5 years. So that is the situation we have to understand. So in the previous we learn about the multiplication also, addition also, subtraction also, it can be division also, according to the situation. Now, as I told you, we will discuss some important thing in the end. That is, x plus 20 cannot be simplified further because we don't know the value of x plus 20. Because sometimes people write down x plus 20 as 20x. But x plus 20 means x and 20 are added. But if you do 20x, that is the 20 multiplied by x. So here it is addition, here it is multiplication. So x plus 20 and 20x, x plus 10 and 10x are not the same. So in place of x plus 20, don't write down 20x. It is totally different things, and therefore you have to be very, very careful. So don't make mistakes like that. So here we are going to finish the today's session, and I hope you have idea very, very clear in your mind about the variables that we are going to use in the, and if you don't understand, you can write down in the comment section, and in the next session we will learn more about this. Thank you very much.